248-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Chicago.
A lost dog, not a lost cause. Read Catching Murphy, the latest book from the Associated Press, available now exclusively at Amazon.com.
7:37 AM 560 traffic center time. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Inbound Kennedy delays start at Cumberland. It is 49 minutes O'Hare to downtown, 29 from Montrose, 20 in the express lane. How about 26 minutes downtown to the airport? Eden's 22 minutes either way between Lake Cook and Montrose. Eisenhower inbound got a crash at 83 in the left lane. Delays start at 390. We're looking at an hour from 390 to downtown, 30 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 38 minutes to 390. Stevenson, 45 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 40, Ryan, 34 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 21 minutes, 90 to Merge, Bishop 420. The northbound tri-state is heavy, 87th, 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway most of the way to Lawrence. Northbound Veterans Memorial tight, 75th to the Reagan Tollway. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. In our 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, not as cold today. Clouds and sunshine mixed and a high near 40. There's some snow in the forecast for the overnight hours and a low of 31. 24 degrees at O'Hare. Next news at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
Don't miss Sean Hannity, Michelle Malkin, and Laura Logan at Freedom Summit 2019. Get your tickets today at freedomsummitchicago.com.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So after the resolution was passed yesterday to provide a veneer over Schiff's Star Chamber proceedings and give Nancy Pelosi the opportunity to beat her hand on the podium saying this is all about the rule of law, nobody's above the law, and so on and so forth. House Republicans responded with some specifics as to how things have been playing out that run contrary to what Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff have been describing. Here's Lee Zeldin from New York.
Now, you all are being used. Some of you are happy about it. Some of you are not. But many of you are reporting 0% of the story. There was one story that came out yesterday in Politico that was filled with falsehoods. Just somebody lied to you. I watched CNN last night and I saw a host, one allegation after another, say stuff that just was not true. Your sources, those Dems in that bunker, are trying to create a narrative because Adam Schiff aspires to write the world's greatest parody. And I'll tell you what, right now as we're here, 2 floors below us, in the bunker, Adam Schiff's bunker in the Capitol basement, Adam Schiff is tearing up his parody. He's going to have to rewrite it. Why is that? Well, we can't talk about, they say, the substance of the depositions, but I'll tell you, isn't it kind of curious that you don't know what's going on today with Tim Morrison in his deposition? Why is it that you don't have the information, the opening statements? He was Alex Vinneman's boss. On the substance, as Jim Jordan just pointed out, the Ukraine aid was not even known to be held up by Ukraine. They did not say anything to us until just before it was released. And then it was released. And as Jim Jordan pointed out, guess what Ukraine had to do in order to get that hold released? Nothing. Now, Adam Schiff needs to release all of the transcripts right now. On behalf of...
And he also made the additional point about invoking the name of Joe and Hunter Biden.
And I don't believe that Zlochevsky, Burisma, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden should be immune from scrutiny just because Joe Biden is running for president.
Indeed, and he certainly hasn't been, at least publicly, if not legally. Doug Collins, who's the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee, where normally you would think the impeachment inquiry would reside, had this to say about Adam Schiff playing judge, special prosecutor, a defense, essentially criminal defense attorney serving the interests, representing the witnesses that are before his committee being questioned.
So I ask you as members of the media, how can the American people trust this Judiciary Committee, which the Speaker of the House doesn't trust, to handle an impeachment article? I tell you what, when it gets to the Judiciary Committee, I do have one thing for Mr. Schiff. If he wants to be, as said, a special counsel, he set himself up, then here's my challenge to Mr. Schiff. You want to be Ken Starr? Be Ken Starr. Come to the Judiciary Committee, be the first witness, and take every question asked of you.
Yeah, here.
Starting with your own involvement with the whistleblower. Folks, this ain't over. Get ready. The cloud that is dropping will be dropping on their heads because process matters and substance will always win out in the end, and this president has nothing to worry about on substance. I yield back.
So for those who thought there was not as much fight as there needed to be among the Republican caucuses, House and Senate, I think you've heard from a lot of Republicans this week, the press conference of House Republicans yesterday, a number of senators, Graham, Perdue, Scott this week, that there's plenty of fight based on what the Democrats are trying to ramrod through while gaslighting the electorate's minds, collective mind. For more on this, we're pleased to be joined by Julie Kelly, senior contributor for American Greatness, amgreatness.com, and also a programming note. Julie and the editor of the American Greatness outlet, Chris Buskirk, will be doing a fall preview of the 2020 election this coming Thursday, November 7th, at Gibson's Bar and Steakhouse, in the one in Oakbrook, not the downtown location, the Oakbrook location. You can RSVP to Colleen Rotkus, ROTKIS, Colleen Rotkus at Gmail, or I assume get more information at amgreatness.com. But Chris Buskirk, Julie Kelly, Thursday, November 7th at Gibson's in Oakbrook for a 2020 election preview. Julie, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Morning. So how did you react to what the Republicans had to say in response to this basically party line vote on that non-impeachment resolution yesterday?
I mean, I was happy to hear it. I'm glad to hear what Lee Zeldin and Doug Collins and others are threatening to do. I think that Adam Schiff and the Democrats should be very nervous about that, because we do know from some of the testimony from both Michael Atkinson, who was the Inspector General for the intelligence community, Bill Taylor, who's the acting ambassador to the Ukraine, and now the latest hero, Alexander Vindman. We know that there's discrepancies in their testimony under questioning from Republicans, so I hope that they do release those transcripts and release them soon.
Was there anything positive about the House, taking the formal vote for an impeachment inquiry? Because the only thing that I see is the fact that we can now hear and see the witnesses testifying, because all the rest has been hearsay so far behind closed doors.
I think that that's true, Amy. I think that in many ways, this is probably going to backfire. And I think that that's one reason why. I mean, look, we know who the whistleblower is, too. The incuriosity of the news media. So now we know the whistleblower is a Democratic operative who worked in the Obama White House, who worked for John Brennan, former CIA director, who worked for Joe Biden. He was let go by the White House in mid-2017 amid suspicions he was leaking information. Somehow he ended up back at Langley at CIA, and he is the whistleblower. And I don't think that that's been reported by any major news organization except for, it was confirmed on Real Clear Investigations and the Federalist and other outlets. But it's certainly not in the New York Times. It's not on CNN. Not on nobody is covering who this guy is.
They have to protect him. They have to protect him. They have to protect his safety.
I know, like he's getting death threats or something. I mean,
yeah, he's getting the same death threats from the same people that Katie Hill is. They're all getting death threats from the same people. And Susan Buchanan in Oak Park.
Right.
It's the same group of nomadic threateners that go around threatening people that are in the public's crosshairs. Yeah.
Because Schiff was even thinking about him not testifying for his own safety.
Of course.
Like, we're going to move on from that. You know why he did that? I think because this guy's not a credible witness.
We can't keep CIA analysts safe.
Right.
Okay.
Right, right. So, but his name hasn't been reported by the media. Then we have Michael Atkinson, who I've reported on, who worked also for Obama's DOJ, who worked directly for two people tied to not only the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, but also the setup of Mike Flynn. He worked directly for those two people. And actually, Senator Tom Cotton, in a letter to Michael Atkinson, the person who thought that this whistleblower complaint was of urgent concern, he had to notify Congress right away because I guess I'm not exactly sure what the urgent concern was, except he wanted to help fuel Adam Schiff's latest impeachment fantasy. Senator Cotton called Michael Atkinson obstructive and insolent in his testimony. Let's see that testimony. Let's see how the watchdog of the intelligence community, who took this political operative's manufactured complaint, called it of urgent concern, notified Schiff's committee several times about it. It got to the press. Let's hear what he had to say under questioning by Republicans in the Senate Intelligence Committee. Let's get it all out. I mean, let's get it on. Let's transparency. Let's find out who all these people are. Let's see what they said under questioning. And then the American people will get a full airing of exactly what's been going on, how this impeachment is just another perpetuation of the Trump-Russia collusion hoax and every other thing they've tried to throw at the president to oust him from office.
Now, the big story this week, of course, related to al-Baghdadi, not the hunting down and taking out of al-Baghdadi. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the big story. The big story of Trump tweeting out a meme about the dog involved with that special ops team, tweeting out a meme of him conferring the Medal of Honor to that dog with our soldiers, our special forces that took out Baghdadi.
Well, that dog is going to the White House.
That is a huge, that zero bark 30.
No, but he is going to be honored at the White House. Trump's
but what are we going to do about Trump tweeting out that meme? That's the big story.
Well, that's why they couldn't, track down who the whistleblower was, because they were too worried tracking down who put this meme together.
Absolutely.
And
yeah. You know what?
I mean, that's the real news.
I bet it's Nakula. I bet it's the same guy who did that video that led to the attack at the Benghazi compound. It's it's all coming
together. His name is Conan, okay, and he chased down that ISIS leader, and he's being honored at getting a hero's welcome at the White House.
Yeah, but a meme.
Week. Well, I know.
There's a meme, though, and Trump tweeted it. What are we going to do about it? This is a crisis. This man is unfit for office. Impeach him over the meme.
Do you think they'll give Conan McDonald's fast food?
You're like, he's
just
a Clemson football player?
Yeah.
Racist. Sorry, Julie. So about that meme, by the way, the Medal of Honor recipient whose face was replaced with Conan, the heroic dog, he loved the meme, by the way. But it doesn't.
Oh yeah, if the person that's supposed to be offended isn't offended, then it's not offensive.
The New York Times is offended, and that's what matters. Right, Julie?
I mean, I've written about this. The left will ruin everything, right? They absolutely will ruin anything, especially if it's related to Donald Trump. And, I mean, I saw a lot of news outlets really get hammered for that and making fun of the reporters. There was I think it was Voice of America reporter who was the first one to question, this is not on the president's agenda today. I mean, there was nothing on here about a dog receiving a Medal of Honor. Like, what is happening? He was legit confused. And you're just like, but as you know from covering the media, especially the last 4 years, and if you want to read more about it, I suggest getting Lee Smith's new book because he really delves into how the media is complicit, right? They're not doing this accidentally. It's not just because they're stupid, lazy people. It is because they're as corrupt as the people who are running this impeachment probe. And so, any chance they have to hammer Trump, even, a heroic dog and a funny meme about it, they'll spoil that too.
Although, again, to defend the D.C. press corps, it can be confusing. I read this story about a Labrador that was sworn in in the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, and I thought that a Labrador was replacing Kim Fox as our Cook County State's Attorney, which I find credible. And I think the Labrador, whose name is Hattie, would do just as good a job.
Hattie's going to be good to help with little kids who have to testify. It'll be, she'll be in the witness booth with them.
But before I see a meme and make a meme and create confusion, Hattie is not replacing Kim Fox as the Cook County State's Attorney.
Hattie's not.
We are not going to have a Labrador as a Cook County State's Attorney. Not yet, at
Hattie's
least.
cute. Have you seen Hattie?
Someday, I hope. All right, Julie.
I mean, look, we can't do much worse. Can we just vacate all of D.C. and and just replace them with German Shepherds? I think we'd be better off.
I like it. I like it. I think that's a good. There you go. I just gave you inspiration for your next piece. Julie Kelly.
I'm going to run for president.
Julie,
alone.
Yeah. It's the there's a third-party track for that kind of idea. Julie Kelly, senior contributor for amgreatness.com. And again, she and her colleague, the founder and editor of amgreatness.com, Chris Buskirk, are going to be at Gibson's doing a fall 2020 election preview this coming Thursday, November 7th, Gibson's in Oak Brook. So if you want to hear them live and in person, ask questions live and in person, attend that event. Julie, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Take care.
Yep, and she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The annual enrollment for Medicare is coming soon, so we're here at Health Markets, a free service to help make sure you have the right Medicare plan. Mike, there's a lot going on here.
There sure is. Health Markets has invented the FIT score to instantly compare thousands of Medicare plans from national insurance companies. In minutes, folks can find out if their current plan is the right fit